If you ask a random person why they cheated, they'll probably give you a vague excuse like, I was drunk, we were fighting, or the classic, it just happened. But if you ask data, you get a very different answer. To find the truth, we decoded over 1,027 anonymous confessions and case studies from the Journal of Sex Research, the Archives of Sexual Behavior, and the University of Maryland. And after analyzing over 1,000 betrayals, we found a terrifying pattern. For years, we've been told that people cheat because they're unhappy. But the data proves that 56% of men and 34% of women who cheated actually rated their marriage as happy or very happy. So if they were happy, why did they do it? Well, to uncover the cheater's psychology, we've organized all our findings into 5 levels of cheaters, ranked by the darkness of their motive. Let's get started with the one that often begins at our workplaces. Level 1, the situational cheater. When we analyzed the confessions, this group made about 20% of the total dataset. Now, these people didn't wake up planning to destroy their marriage. They just lacked boundaries in high-risk environments. And it usually starts with 4 innocent words. We're just friends. But here's the statistic that should make everyone nervous. When filtered by location, the data from the Selterman study isolated one environment as the primary danger zone: the workplace. Yes, 31% of level 1 affairs didn't happen with strangers at a bar. They happened with co-workers at the office. Take confession number 42 from our file. She wrote, "It wasn't planned. It started with late nights at the office, just stressed, ordering pizza, venting about work, until one night we touched hands and the boundary vanished." You see, level 1 cheaters had zero intention of cheating. They were just not careful in a high-opportunity environment. But as we move to the next level, the motive gets slightly darker. Level 2, the retributive cheater. At this level, the motive isn't lust, it's revenge. In fact, 43% of cheaters admitted their affair wasn't just about finding love. It was also about inflicting pain. The logic here is brutal. You hurt me, so I'm going to hurt you back. Take the double betrayal confession from our files. After discovering his wife had an affair with a neighbor, this man didn't scream. He didn't even file for divorce. Instead, he started sleeping with her sister. He admitted in his confession, "I wanted her to know exactly what it's like to be betrayed by family. She broke my heart, so I broke her reality." In these cases, cheating is a symptom of a relationship that has already descended into warfare. In fact, this isn't about pleasure anymore. It's about power. Moving to level 3, the toxic biological cheater. For most people, the spark of a new relationship naturally fades into a stable attachment. But for level 3 cheaters, that stability strangely feels like suffocation. So when they cheat, they aren't looking for a new partner. They're looking for a new dopamine hit. This is why they are often considered as serial cheaters. And the culprit? It's written directly into their DNA. In fact, research has actually isolated a genetic marker called the DRD4 polymorphism, or the thrill-seeking gene, specifically found in these individuals. As a result, they have a blunted dopamine response. So for these individuals, cheating isn't a mistake. It's a toxic addiction to the new. Now pay attention, because the next one is a strange recurring pattern. Level 4, the identity cheater. Deep within many confessions, we found a weird psychological motive that, at first, felt like a total contradiction. It's called identity cheating. Psychotherapist Esther Perel explains that these people aren't looking for a new partner. Instead, they are specifically looking for a new version of themselves. One confession from our dataset summed it up perfectly. A man wrote, "I love my wife, she is my best friend, but with my affair partner, I don't have to be the guy who pays the mortgage. I can be the guy I was at 25. You see, the reality is they didn't hate their partners. Instead, they hated who they had become. They felt old, responsible, and boring. And the affair was all about feeling alive again. And finally, we reached the darkest bottom of the iceberg. Level 5, the strategic cheater. This is the coldest category that we found. For this group, cheating isn't a mistake. It's an insurance policy. In their world, a partner is more like an asset that can be used for their convenience. And the moment that asset starts to fail, they simply look for a replacement without a second thought. We found a chilling narrative in the files. Case study number 24, A man we'll call Ben began an affair with a woman shortly after his wife was diagnosed with terminal cancer. He wasn't grieving, he was calculating. He viewed his dying wife as a depreciating asset and secured the other woman as a backup partner. But then his wife miraculously recovered. And what did Ben do? He immediately dumped the mistress. In fact, he just erased her. See, this proves that for level 5, intimacy is just cold, hard arithmetic. And the moment you stop serving a purpose, you will be replaced brutally. So after decoding 1,027 confessions, what is the final answer? Well, we tend to believe cheating is about us. We start to ask, was I not pretty enough? Was I not rich enough? But the truth is, you are barely part of the equation. It's not about who you are. It's about who they are broken enough to be.